What should one do in the meanwhile? There are such few spiritual masters of such perfection, whom we call perfect living masters. We do not know where to find them. Somebody in the East told me, you cannot find a spiritual master because if you could find him, you don't need one. He is like an ordinary person, and his extraordinariness is only experienced through our own readiness for spiritual knowledge. And that is why there is that saying in India, when the chela is ready, the guru appears. When the disciple is ready, the master appears. Which means the master comes into our life when we are ready. How can we find such masters? The process of being ready may take lifetimes, may take years. We do not know how long it takes because our mind has deluded us. Our senses have taken us astray. We have become victims of the 5 pernicious vices that afflict us in everyday life. And therefore, we are not able to overcome this problem of being involved in this world on our own, and we can't find a master. How can we become a spiritual healer? The answer given by spiritual masters is, if you cannot find spirituality yet within yourself, and you are in the process of healing, then follow the method which actual spiritual healers do. That means heal by love. Don't heal by power. Don't heal by psychic power. Heal by love. There's a big difference between healing by power, which involves human ego, and healing by love, which involves humility and absence of ego. If you find a person trying to heal by using excessively the egoistic I can heal you, I have this power, I am going to do it, I'll work for you, that person is not doing spiritual healing at all. On the other hand, if the person identifies with the object of love, the beloved, the patient, the one for whom compassion has put him in such a state that he forgets himself and becomes the patient, then that person can heal. The most significant sign of love is that you start identifying with the beloved. The rest is all attachment. The rest is only involvement in emotions and infatuations. Real love is when you can identify with the other to the exclusion of your ego. When you do not know who that I is, but you know who the other person is, who the beloved is. If you have this identification with the other person, then you can truly say that you are having an experience of love. This experience of love can take us into a state where we forget the I and in identification with the other, heal spiritually. Until we have actual spiritual knowledge of our own self, till we find out who we spiritually are, we want to continue our spiritual healing, we should pretend the experience of love. One Indian mystic has said beautifully that love and devotion is very difficult to acquire because it is not a mental exercise. But if you haven't yet experienced love and devotion, pretend you are having that experience. And the pretension of being identifying with somebody else, of actually identifying with somebody else, will give you a feeling of love like nothing else. Therefore, till we find our own spiritual truth and our soul, we cannot really become a spiritual healer. But we can have a makeshift arrangement of healing people who are in suffering out of compassion by pretending that we are in love with them. How do we pretend we are in love? By doing the same thing which one who is actually in love would be doing, which means identifying with that person. This identification process is the key of love and the key of healing by love, or the key of spiritual healing. If you have a feeling for somebody, put yourself in the place of that somebody. Think you are that somebody. Consider you are not there, that what you are thinking of, what your feelings are the feelings of the person in whom you are concerned, for whom you have love, for whom you have concern. When you can identify yourself so much with the other person, then at that time you are truly experiencing the pretended love that I speak of. That person will get the benefit of healing even if you do nothing else except identification. There have been cases where people have just gone to a sick person and listened patiently without saying anything, and just listened to what the other person is saying, and the person has been healed. Such healing through love would be called proper spiritual healing. So I would conclude by saying that the psychic healing, tantric healing, healing through psychic and mental powers is not true healing. The real healing is when you can experience love for somebody and heal. That is spiritual healing.